I hope that you can appreciate how much of a good boy I've been, because I've been beyond curious as to what story you're going to tell us today
Yeah.
and where you're going to take us.
Yeah.
You've literally had the book that you've been using for research out on the counter, and I've used every fiber in my body to not look at it.
Yeah, because you don't want to ruin the surprise.
No, I don't. So I've waited very long for this, and I'm so excited to see
What do you think it is?
Okay, well, I know it's not local.
No.
Because here's the, like, you've dropped so many hints. You said that it's something that's trending right now.
Okay, what do you think that is?
I think it's in the U.S. I think it's in the U.S. of A. I feel like it's from our recent road trip.
Well, obviously.
So it's either Katahdin, Acadia National Park, or the Presidential Traverse.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's the Presidential Traverse.
Why?
Because that is by far the best hike we've ever done together.
Oh,
So far. Yeah. Am I right?
100%.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am so excited. Okay, I don't know what the story is at all.
Okay, well, that's good. Well, do you know what, like, genre?
I don't think it's a natural disaster or someone getting into trouble on their own.
Okay.
I don't think it's that, because you told me when I was away last night, you said you were too spooked to read it on your own.
That's true.
So I don't think it's like, I think it's paranormal or true crime.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say true crime because that scares you more than ghost stories. Was it ghost stories?
Yeah.
No way.
It's a ghost
That's my
story.
favorite thing.
I know. And it's seasonal.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to be
It's
seasonal.
fall. It's
Yeah.
fall.
September.
It's
like official fall.
Yeah. For us, basically, the second it's September 1st, summer is dead to us.
Not like 100% dead, but like
we're
you can lean into the cozy fall.
yeah.
You can still enjoy summer, but like be cozy.
Okay, so it's a Presidential Traverse ghost story.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, let's go.
So which means we have to start off with a joke.
I am so proud of you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I thought I was going to have to carry us as far as the jokes went, but you got one.
I did get you.
Oh my
God.
God.
I got a couple.
Tell me.
We'll have to see how well they go over.
You have, okay.
Okay, ready?
I'm ready for the first one.
Okay. So what did the ghost teacher say to the class?
Ghost class, school, ghoul. I hope you did your ghoul work.
No, it's better. Keep your eyes on the board while I go through it again.
Oh. That's good.
That's good. See? Yeah. Okay, that one over. So we'll do another one.
Okay.
Okay. Who did the ghost bring to the party?
It's ghoul friend.
No, just some old fling he dug up.
Okay, but mine was good. Although all mine are just ghoul. I play on the word ghoul.
I didn't look at any of the ones that were just like ghoul or boo or no. Okay, last one.
Okay.
Why do ghosts ride elevators?
So obviously it's like as opposed to stairs. So why wouldn't ghosts like stairs? You got me stumped on this one.
It raises their spirits.
I am so proud of you. You have no idea.
I mean, I didn't come up with those, but you're welcome. Okay. Wait, no, I have one more now because you laughed at the other three.
Okay.
So I have to. Okay. Where do ghosts go trick or treating?
Where do ghosts go? Where do ghosts go trick or treating?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, dead ends. So I did know I wanted to do White Mountains because
So is this specific to the presidentials, or is this like a White Mountains
it's a
ghost?
White Mountains
Okay.
thing. So the book that I read, but really only read like two stories of
Yep.
out of. But it's called Haunted Hikes of New Hampshire by Marianne O'Connor.
Oh, amazing.
So
I've heard of that. Yeah, yeah.
So it's all of so it's just like a bunch of hikes that go through New Hampshire and like ghost stories that kind of like coincide with them. So apparently this is the one that has left her readers most haunted because spooky season. I do ghost stories.
Yeah.
And apparently like, you know, Appalachia Appalachian Trail is like
notoriously like
big. Well, yeah, but it's also like that's like what was trending according to.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Apparently it's a big thing right now.
Yeah,
So.
skinwalkers are all the rage online.
Oh no, we're not doing that.
There's this one guy, I forget his name, but he's like an paranormal investigator.
What?
But his whole thing is that he doesn't believe. So he
doesn't believe yet he investigates.
Well, so it's really fun because he goes out and does like insane things because he doesn't believe in them. So he'll sleep in the middle of the woods. Like he'll go into like quote unquote skinwalker
territory.
Territory, and just like walk around the woods in the dead of night and just yell skinwalker, skinwalker.
That's
and then
terrifying.
Yeah, but then he's like, I don't believe in them, so this is why I do this, and this is day whatever of trying to find them.
And that's how he dies.
It probably, if he ever goes missing, we know exactly what happened.
I mean, I also don't believe, but that's like, I'm not tempting fate either, so.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, moving on. I wanted to talk a little bit about the actual
Yes, please.
hike. Yeah? Is
Tell
that okay?
me all about it, yeah.
Yeah. The White Mountains are a sub-range of the Appalachian Mountains in the northeastern United States and covers about a quarter of New Hampshire. So they're known for their rugged terrain, challenging weather, and extensive outdoor recreation opportunities, including hiking and skiing.
The Presidential Traverse is by far the best hike I've ever done, just as far as pure beauty. And
oh, it was gorgeous.
It's amazing because 90% of it is up above the tree line, and it's just layers upon layers of mountains everywhere you look. And
we got engaged.
And we got engaged there.
So that's pretty special.
Do you want to tell the story of our engagement?
I thought you were going to, and then you never did.
I always tell people, like, because we haven't been dating that long. We haven't been together that long at all.
No,
a year.
Awkward.
Yeah, just over a year.
Mm-hmm.
But I always tell people, like, the beauty in doing things in the outdoors, like hiking and camping, is that it's, regardless of who you're with or your relationship with them, it's an intimate activity to a certain degree, right? Because
it's kind of like you're reliant, like your survival is a little bit reliant.
Exactly. And there's less external distractions, right?
100%.
You're on your phone less. So I just find, like, in general, you really get to know people a lot better.
And like you kind of see your true selves. Like there's certain hikes where like we both haven't been the best versions of ourselves.
No, where you're just going through it. You're at like,
like the Nipissequit.
Yeah. Oh, which I can't wait to tell you some stories about that. But I'll save that for another episode. But yeah, you get to see each other in like your true form. I feel like
lots of tears.
There definitely have been, but that's the beautiful thing about the outdoors, is that it's the best of times and it's the worst of times.
Yeah.
And
you really see the full range.
Yeah. So because of the sheer volume of adventures we've done together,
like a lot,
there's nothing else I can possibly learn about you at this point. Nothing that's important.
Yeah, I feel like you know how I react in certain
situations. I feel like because of all the things we've done together in that regard, we know each other on a very intimate level.
Yeah.
And all that to say that I've known I wanted to marry you for a long time.
Oh. So
I had the ring for a while. A week before doing the presidentials, we had done the Nipissequit Trail, which is 150 kilometers. We did that over a week. I carried the ring with me throughout that whole adventure.
Did you?
Yep.
Oh, that's so funny.
Just because, like, if there was the right moment,
I would have hated if you did on that stupid trail.
But I mean, I kind of knew it wouldn't happen then because I wanted to be in the mountains.
Yeah.
I carried it with me in case there was that right moment. But I had a feeling it would be on this trip because we had done Gatineau, we did Acadia, we saw a couple concerts.
A lot of big moments.
We did the presidential, so it felt like the right time was somewhere on this U.S. road trip we did.
Yeah.
So I remember this was day one of the Presidential Traverse. So we were hiking down to the perch campsites where we were going to stay for the night. And some guys were hiking up, and one of the guys by chance was one of the caretakers for the huts. And we told him where we were going because he had asked, and he was like, okay, so make sure that when you're down there for sunset, you go out to the Emerald Bluff. In my head, I was like, this is perfect. Like, this is like a sign. Not that I believe in fate necessarily, but sometimes it feels like
Things line up.
Things line up.
Yeah.
So he was like, make sure you go here for sunset. And I was like, that's perfect. Because I didn't want to do it when there were people around or somewhere public. I wanted to do it somewhere private, which was surprisingly hard up there in these mountains.
I was so busy.
I know. So I was like, sounds like the perfect spot. So we got there and it was like the most...
It was so beautiful.
It was gorgeous. Like the sun was setting over the mountains. Our backdrop was Mount Jefferson. But, you know, we mentioned about how things line up. And so just before we ran into the caretaker who mentioned we should go there, I had hit my knee pretty hard on a rock coming down the mountains. And
yeah.
I cut my knee open.
Oh.
And I had practiced my I had practiced my proposal.
That's so sweet.
So the same knee that I was going to kneel on, I had just cut open.
Yeah.
And I remember you immediately like pulled out the first aid kit and you just went to town on fixing my knee. And I was
that's
like,
the way you're supposed to do it, but yes.
but still, like it was just your caringness in that moment. I was like, she's literally just fixing the knee that I want to get down on.
Oh.
And so it was like, so that had happened. Then we passed the caretaker and he told us where to go. And I was like, this feels like the perfect time. So we got there and it was so beautiful and it was just the perfect setting to do it. So
this is your sign to always have your first aid kit.
Exactly.
We should have like a little ad for first aid kit now.
If there's any first aid kits that want to sponsor us. Yeah, so it will definitely forever hold a very special place in my heart for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it wasn't your first 4,000, but like, what was your first 6,000 footer?
Mount Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
And like, was it your first 5,000?
What's Katahdin?
4.
Katahdin's a 5,000 footer.
Oh, it is? Okay. So it was just your first 6,000.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously I'd climbed to elevation before, but a first experience as far as spending that much time above the tree line.
Yeah. Within White Mountains is the Appalachian Mountain Club's High Mountain Hut System, which can only be found in New Hampshire. 8 huts lie along the Appalachian Trail from Franconia Notch in the west to Carter Notch in the east, passing through the scenic but rugged White Mountains, including the remote and apparently often deadly Presidential Range.
I was going to ask, so the huts we stayed in were obviously a part of that.
Yeah, so all of those are part of the AMC's High Mountain Hut System.
And thank God for those. Saved our bacon when we were up there.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, so like huts allow hikers to hike without the need for a tent, sleeping pads, food, and also provides shelter from bad weather.
So our experience with the huts was, so day one of the Presidential Traverse, we're climbing up through the woods, basically up to Mount Madison to where the Madison Springs hut is. And a few people are coming down as we're going up. I think we passed 2 or 3 groups. And the last group we passed, it was 2 guys who were planning on doing the traverse in a single day.
Yeah.
And they were like, the weather up there is bad.
Yeah, because they were like, it's 80 miles per hour winds, which I think was like 150 kilometers per hour.
Something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like the wind was just going up there. Are you going to talk about how it's the worst weather in America?
Yeah,
you're going to get there?
obviously.
Okay. I won't talk about that. They warn us about this. And at this point, we're just below the tree line. So at this point, we're like, we know the Madison hut is just up ahead. So we decide we're going to go to the Madison Spring hut and hunker down. What a wonderful building to walk into when the weather is just awful outside.
Oh yeah, and we could like change into our cozy clothes a little bit.
It was so cool because you had people from all walks of life doing all kinds of different adventures, because you had people doing the whole AT.
Yeah.
You had people like us who were through hiking the Presidentials, and then you had people that were literally up there on like a day trip.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So it was a really cool social setting because everyone was kind of there doing something a little different, but you know, everyone shared something in common, which is their love for the outdoors and for the mountains. So it was kind of cool because everyone was doing something different, but they were united by this one thing. But yeah, I remember we played some crib, had some coffee, and just waited for the weather to pass, and we ended up having an amazing couple of days up there.
Yeah, because I think we spent like an hour or 2 up there.
I think it was almost 3.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep.
So a while.
Yeah. We spent our day started at 4 a.m. and I think we left there. It was like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So long story short, those huts are a lifesaver up there in the
Yeah.
presidentials.
It was really cozy and really nice to have like somewhere to go, which, like I said, it provides shelter from bad weather, which is why like a lot of people do end up doing the hut to hut hiking, because then not only do you not have to carry as much gear, but then also like subjected to the weather as much. Like you have like
Yep.
a little bit more of a safety net. But we like to camp. I loved tenting and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, both of us are kind of introverts a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
So for us, it's almost worth carrying the tent where you can just have your own space kind of separate from everybody.
Yeah.
But that's not to take away from the beauty of the huts. It's great that there's options
Yeah.
on these
I
kinds
would
of
have loved.
adventures.
They're just like so expensive. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. But they give you food, shelter.
Yeah.
They're cool in their own ways.
It's money well spent.
Yes. So the White Mountains are notorious for having some of the worst weather on Earth, like you said. So Mount Washington, which is the tallest peak in the Northeast, standing at 1,917 meters or 6,288 feet, held the record for the fastest surface wind gusts in the world for 76 years. Do you know what the speed was?
I've seen and read about this a million times,
know.
but I can't recite the number off the top of my head.
But you like, what is it? What's your estimation?
It was over 200 kilometers an hour.
It was 372
Oh my
kilometers
God. Well, hey, I was technically correct.
And do you know what replaced it as like the actual like fastest?
Yeah, because it was somewhere else, obviously.
Yeah.
No,
Like it still is like in the US, but like in the world, it was like the fastest
Yeah.
for 76 years. It's in Australia in 1996, they had tropical cyclone Olivia, who had a recorded wind gust speed of 407 kilometers per hour. But did you know this fun fact that I did not know? Because of the poor weather conditions, the presidential range is often used for mountaineering training for those who go on to climb some of the world's highest mountains, including K2 and Everest.
That totally makes sense.
I
That
just-
totally makes sense because it's accessible.
But it's so short, like you just wouldn't think that.
No, exactly. But Mount Washington does have at least one area that's notorious for avalanches.
That is true, yeah.
So it makes sense that you can kind of to do your training there because it's accessible. It's not too high, so you can kind of do it over and over again
yeah.
if you need to. No, that's fascinating. Totally makes sense.
I just
though.
didn't know that, and I was just like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So the range creates its own weather system, meaning it can be warm and sunny in the valley and be like Arctic temperatures in the higher altitude, which I feel like we definitely experienced. Not like Arctic temperatures, but it was like freezing.
Well, it was crazy because, especially in the context of mountains,
Yeah.
we weren't that high.
Well, that's
But-
the thing, yeah.
Yeah, but it was nuts because we had car camped for
Last couple days.
like quite a few days
And it was
before
so
doing the
warm.
presidentials. And every night we had at our campgrounds,
Yeah.
I was not sleeping under anything. I was sleeping on top of my sleeping bag, just
Yeah, me too.
sweating
Like I
buckets.
had it like unzipped, which is like so rare.
And you're
for
the
me.
coldest person I know, so for you to do that, that's like
And so I was like, oh, I don't need my summer sleeping bag. I'll just like make it like a summer, or I mean, I only need my summer sleeping bag. I don't need to make it
Yeah.
like a 3-season one. And then it was like the worst mistake of my entire life.
it was so eye-opening just seeing how different the weather is up on the mountains. Because that morning we woke up, I think the low was 4 degrees Celsius.
It was freezing, yeah.
It was really cold. We were not prepared for it. This is on me, but I didn't bring base layers.
Yeah, I think it like kind of shows the like how quickly, like people always say like inexperienced, and like I don't think we're inexperienced, but it's like it shows like how quickly, if you are like actually inexperienced, how quickly things can go wrong.
Exactly.
Because like we had enough layers between it. Like we both brought like at least like some warm layers. But like if we just literally just brought our summer clothes, I feel like we would have had to go down.
Oh, yeah. Like definitely not like a fatal experience, but definitely we would have been in trouble that night.
Yeah.
We would have been freezing.
Yeah, like it wouldn't have been like
No.
we're close to death or anything.
And we're talking about July. So you go up there unprepared in the winter and you're in big trouble.
So even though it's not at a high altitude, these mountains shouldn't be taken for granted. It is one of the deadliest peaks in the continental U.S., mostly due to falls and exposure. And since 1849, Mount Washington has claimed over 160 lives.
I mean, when we traversed the Mount Washington summit,
Yeah.
The amount of people up there was nuts.
Oh,
Remember the line to take a picture with the summit sign? We just kind of walked past it and we were like, not a chance. We were waiting on that line.
Yeah, like took forever.
Yeah. When you consider the extreme weather up there with the sheer volume of people that can just go, totally makes sense.
Yeah. So not everyone who goes into the White Mountains makes it out alive, though. And those are the ones that are said to haunt these buildings. Stories say at least 2 of the huts are haunted, Lake of the Clouds and Carter Notch, as is the Weather Observatory on Mount Washington summit. Carter's Notch, it is said that the mischievous ghost of Milton McGregor lives, playing surprises to caretakers and hikers alike. However, the ghost at the Lake of the Clouds hut is said to be less than kind. So Lake of the Clouds hut lies roughly 1,000 feet below Mount Washington summit. It's the first one that you kind of like meet right after you summit.
Probably the most visited hut, if I had to guess.
Oh, it was so busy.
Yeah, it's the closest to the summit because you can see it.
And it was really pretty. Looking.
It's gorgeous.
Like the location was gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's named aptly because there's some really pretty couple little ponds around it up in the mountains. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you can see it from the summit.
It's right there.
Not much of a hike at all.
Yeah. So it was like a lot of people, especially the day hikers, I think, kind of went by and just probably like a cute way to like spot to get coffee and stuff.
Definitely.
It was constructed in 1915, replacing an emergency shelter that was constructed 14 years earlier. The emergency shelter was built in response to mountaineering tragedy that gained national prominence because of the one man involved. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay. So on July 30th, 1900, climbers Alan Ormsby, who was 29, and William Buckingham Curtis, who was 63, were caught in a sudden snowstorm.
Wow, but in July.
July 30th. That's like peak summer.
Yeah.
They got stuck in a snowstorm. So Curtis was one of the most famous athletes of his time and was instrumental in starting the fitness craze in the 1800s, which for some reason I didn't think that there was a fitness craze in the 1800s, but like I just didn't think that was like a thing, but he was instrumental in starting that. And he helped found the Amateur Athletic Union, which later became the U.S. Olympic Committee.
Do you think their fitness craze was just everyone just loved jumping jacks?
I don't know what I picture, like sweatbands and like really short shorts. And
that's the 80s.
I know, but that's what I picture in the 1800s.
No, everyone's in suits and dresses.
Probably, honestly. Well, I feel like women probably didn't join this.
What was this guy's name?
William Buckingham Curtis.
I'm looking at this guy right now. What a stud. Oh my God. Why did everyone have such great facial hair?
Show me.
Look at this.
I think I saw a photo of him earlier, but I can't remember.
Handsome. Okay, go on.
So on July 30th, the 2 men were trying to reach the Summit Hotel by way of Crawford Path when they were caught in a sudden snow and sleet storm. Fighting blasts of Arctic winds and dangerous ice-covered rocks in the exposed trail, the men were 2 miles from the safety of the hotel's corridors when they both succumbed to the nature's severe elements.
Which hotel was this?
So it was called, I don't know if it still exists, but it was called...
But it was like out of the mountains. It wasn't like, or was it?
No, it's called the Summit Hotel.
Oh, so was it up?
So they built the emergency shelter because they didn't have somewhere to go. Mm-hmm. And it was right where the Lake of Clouds hut is now. So I think the Summit Hotel was where the observatory is now, is what I assume.
Okay.
Because that's 2 miles, I think. So they died of exposure, exhaustion, and hypothermia in July.
I mean, like we said earlier, having context to having hiked this and kind of being caught off guard a little bit by the cold weather. It definitely makes it more understandable.
So it wasn't until 3 days later that searchers were able to safely recover the bodies, which kind of like shows you how bad the storm was. Like it wasn't like it took them 3 days to be able to actually go and get their bodies. Like that's crazy. So they discovered William Curtis's body first. His body was injured and bruised. His head was resting on a rock. His body was found near where the Lake of the Clouds hut stands today at Bigelow Lawn. Ormsby's body was found covered in lacerations, bruises, and scratches from trying to get help for his fallen friend. His body was found just yards from the summit where he would have found shelter. A year after the 2 men were found dead, an emergency shelter was constructed near the very spot that they perished. So because he was such a prominent figure in like the world, or like the US, I guess, they did create this little shelter, which then later became the Lake of the Huts.
Right. So who knows if it was just a quote unquote nobody,
Yeah, then it may
the reaction
nothing.
may have been different.
Yeah, maybe there would be no Lake of the Clouds hut. So to memorialize the fallen hikers, a wooden cross was placed at the spot where Alan Ormsby had been found, and a bronze plaque commemorating William Curtis was placed where he was found. Mysteriously, though, the plaque did not remain there. By forces unknown, the plaque mysteriously tore itself loose from the boulder that it was bolted down to, and then it blew away with the wind and landed at the doorway of the Lake of the Clouds hut. So then work crew...
You wake up in the morning, you walk outside, and the plaque's like, yo, what's up?
So that's basically what happened. So work crews then, like, they're like, okay, that's kind of weird. So then they took the plaque, brought it back to the boulder, secured it down again, and the same thing would happen. And they did it over and over again. And constantly it would just come loose and find its way to the doorway. The last efforts to secure the plaque have been successful. They bolted it inside the crew room at the hut and has yet to move.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, if it moves now, there's definitely a ghost.
Well, it's speculated that Curtis was trying to get into the hut so that he could finally find the shelter that he was seeking when he perished that summer. And so now that he's actually inside, he doesn't want to move anymore. So it's kind of sad.
That is sad.
So like he was just trying to get inside, find shelter, and now that he has found shelter, he's all good. But there's a superstition among crew members that respect should be shown to the two men. Once a hiker passed the wooden cross bearing Ormsby's name, shouting, "Those idiots should have turned back when the storm started." Before he was even able to take his next breath, a powerful force struck him like an iron fist to his chest, and he was knocked over backwards. The lesson was quickly passed among AMC staff. When passing Ormsby's cross, it is recommended to remark upon the strength and heroic perseverance and the bad luck that fell upon the two men.
Well, I called him a stud earlier in the podcast.
So, like, he would have been doing good.
He loves me.
Yeah.
He loves me.
So, like a little chant that the crew members say is always, it could have happened to anyone. So if they're passing the cross, they're like, it could have happened to anyone. And then he's happy. But don't hate on him. So it's just kind of like a prologue to the story that I actually wanted to share.
Okay.
But you had to have the background.
Of course.
What I actually wanted to talk about is called their presence on Mount Washington. So whether the presence belongs to Ormsby, Curtis, or one of the many men and women that have lost their lives on the mountaintop, no one can say for sure. There are many stories and sightings that would keep even the bravest of hut caretakers from spending a night alone in the Lake of the Clouds hut, for the presence in the Summit House building is said to be beyond terrifying. Like, I'm so glad we didn't stay there, because after reading this, I'm like, holy shit, no.
See, this is the kind of thing where so my philosophy on ghosts, I'm not a believer.
Yeah.
But I love ghost stories so much. I guess my thoughts when it comes to ghosts is that I think there's still a lot to life that we don't understand. So I think because I do think that people have experienced quote unquote paranormal activity.
Yeah.
But I think it's like a force that we don't understand yet, but it's like a real tangible thing that we just can't comprehend because we're not there yet.
Okay.
But
so the poltergeist and the frightening specter, which I had no idea what a specter was. Do you know what a specter is?
I mean, that's obviously a term you hear a lot when it comes to ghosts, but I don't know what the difference is between like a ghost versus poltergeist.
I don't follow.
Versus...
What's a poltergeist?
So a poltergeist is a spirit that is, I guess, very physical. So a poltergeist is like breaking the stuff in your house and like moving things and smashing things. Whereas a ghost might just be like you hear something or see something. Okay. But I guess more passive is a better word. Yeah.
Well, a specter is a visible spirit or ghost that is particularly terrifying or menacing in appearance.
Okay.
So it's more about the appearance of it.
Right.
Apparently, they've been seen and experienced in the summit of Mount Washington and the nearby Lake of Clouds hut, and that left even the most fearless AMC crew members shaking and terrified. So scientists and meteorologists at the Weather Observatory who have seen black shadowy cats admit witnessing the shadows, but play it off as a trick of the mind. So like even these people who like don't believe in ghosts, they're like, ghosts aren't real, but they see shadows of cats.
This is the kind of scenario that I would love to be in because...
Really?
Yeah, because as a non-believer, but someone who loves the concept of ghosts, I guess, I would love to put myself in a situation like that so much. And just be like, what? I just want to see what would happen. I want to see a ghost and I want to come away with like a great story.
But they explain it away as like a psychological phenomenon, saying like seeing shadows slink around corners and out of sight. You think you see something, but it's all in your head.
Right, because that is something that we know that happens, obviously. Like,
yeah,
when like you see or hear something and your brain is trying to process that information, it will make you think that you saw something or you heard something that wasn't there, but it's just its way of trying to make sense of something you saw or heard that you don't know what it is.
But
yeah,
other sounds and strange happenings occur at the weather observatory, which is manned throughout the year. So toilets flush by themselves, elevators door open and close on their own. And even though like these people are saying like it's a psychological phenomenon, how do you explain that?
All that I know is that if I do ever haunt anything in my life,
you're just gonna flush the toilet.
Oh, I'm gonna haunt a bathroom for sure.
Oh no, that's the creepiest place too.
The amount of time I spend on the toilet watching reels.
A lot.
It only makes sense that if I die, that's where my spirit will remain.
100%
is on the toilet. Yeah.
That's so funny. Okay. So like I said, while like scientists and meteorologists, they're like, it's all in your head. Others believe that there are ghosts and spirits to blame. So it is reported that once, as the Lake of the Clouds hut was opening for the spring season, an AMC crew member went insane. So George, the AMC crew member in question, was sent up to the hut with a two-way radio to assess the winter damage and report back what equipment would be needed to get the hut operational for the upcoming spring season. In the afternoon, the members at the base signaled to George, noting he had made it to the hut whose windows had been boarded up for the winter to prevent damage from the high winds. They didn't receive an answer, but they didn't think much of it. By 8 p.m. that same evening, the crew tried to radio George again not receiving a response. They tried a second time, and still there was no response. Anxious about the silence, the crew made a plan to hike to the hut in the morning and check in on their friend. The next morning, they slowly made their way through the snowpacked trail to the hut. I mean, I don't really understand why they only sent one person up, but
yeah, that's actually an interesting decision.
Because there's multiple of them.
Yeah.
At the base.
Right.
I guess it was just a day hike. All he was supposed to do was hike up, say this is what damage was left over the winter.
Yep.
And then hike back down. It was supposed to be a quick.
Right. But at the same time, you have to assume the worst in the situation. You're going up to check on someone who was supposed to give you confirmation that they're okay, and they haven't. Wait,
no, there's multiple people going the next day.
Oh, but he had gone in alone initially.
Yeah.
I understand. Sorry.
No, just the first.
Yep.
It's just weird that they only sent up one person.
Understood. Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah, initially.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So once they arrived, they noted that George had made it to the hut safely. His backpack and gear lay on the dining room floor, his radio sitting on the table, still powered on. Worried, they began calling out his name, but neither saw nor heard anything that indicated he was nearby. They began the search, looking for footsteps outside, searching the bunk rooms with flashlights and headlamps. Because remember, the windows had been boarded up for the winter, so it was incredibly dark inside. So he hadn't even I don't think he was supposed to take that out, but he was basically in a pitch black room.
Right.
That's so creepy. I can't even imagine.
Oh yeah.
But that's when one crew member heard a whimper coming from below the kitchen sink. They quickly opened the cabinet door and found George shaking, crouched underneath the sink. He was clutching an axe with white fists, and as soon as he saw it was his friends, he began pleading with the crew members to just get me the hell out of here. Just get me out of here.
And this is confirmed true.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
So quietly they helped him outside. I mean, that part is true because it's the crew members said it happened.
Yeah.
So as long as they're not lying, but if they're lying, then yeah. But if you multiple people are saying it's true, it happened, probably is.
Okay.
I didn't read anything about it not being true, but maybe there's something out there. There's probably whole conspiracy theories about it. But anyways, quietly they helped him outside and back down the mountain. One crew member radioed back to the Pinkham Notch base. Well, no, it is true because he does go to the hospital.
So we know that something happened to him.
Yes,
he went up.
He was hospitalized for weeks.
Oh, wow. This is fascinating.
Yeah.
I love stories like this where it's regardless of ghost or not a ghost, we know something happened to this guy.
Something happened. Yeah. So So like I said, one of the crew members radioed down to the Pinkham Notch base, which is where like they were stationed, I guess, asking for assistance, and an ambulance was waiting for them when they reached the bottom. So for weeks, George spent time in a hospital recovering from his night alone in the Lake of the Clouds hut. When asked what he encountered inside, he didn't answer. People began speculating that he had a run-in with a wild animal and had become fearful. But after several weeks, he finally opened up and relayed this story to his best friend. So it's his best friend saying that this happened. So there's obviously room for embellishment.
Oh, I have goosebumps.
Okay.
Well, I think what's creeping me out is like the element of truth, That's always what gets you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah. Because like I said, like we know something happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like he was hospitalized. So like something did happen, something that scared him so much that he had to be like...
He had a mental breakdown.
Yeah. Like it wasn't like he was like physically injured. Like he was like mentally unwell. So like something put him there. He was totally fine before he went up. So this is how the story goes according to his best friend. So while on his trek up to the hut, he was overcome with exhaustion and hunger. So when he reached the hut, he unlocked the heavy padlocks on the doors and quickly went inside into the large dining hall. There, he sat on a bench by one of the tables and began to look over his food supplies, allowing him to catch his breath before radioing down to the base. Suddenly, he felt as if there was someone else in the large dining room with him. He couldn't shake the feeling that someone else was creeping around, which is when he felt a form approach him from behind. It felt to him as if someone was about to put their hand on his shoulders.
Have you ever been in a position where you felt an overwhelming presence from something you couldn't see?
I would have just died right then and there. Have you?
The most...
Recent?
I have a couple spooky stories. There was a hike here in Nova Scotia I was doing alone, and it was a beautiful summer's day. And I remember I was walking through the woods, and for lack of a better term, the woods were very much alive. You could hear birds, you could hear activity around you, there was wind in the trees.
Yeah.
And then I had hit a certain point where the woods felt... I didn't realize it initially, but I kind of stopped for a second and I was like, something's different. And I was listening and the wildlife had disappeared. It was dead quiet. There was no wind. And I think the best way I can describe it is that there was just this feeling of heaviness around me. But I kept hiking and then I hit a certain point and it was like everything came back. You could hear wind in the trees. You could hear the birds.
That's terrifying.
There was just this moment where there was just nothing.
I wonder what, like, if you had like a dog with you,
how they would have reacted. Yeah. Because dogs are so in tune to like, to like that kind of energy.
Yeah, if they would have just like been like, nope, we're not going this way. That's so creepy.
It's always the worst feeling because I'm sure you've experienced this with the girls, but like when they just stop.
Oh yeah, well, like that one time that I was on Franny Mountain and there was definitely a bear nearby, and Nellie, we were like walking, no issues, like we were surrounded by people, and then all of a sudden for some reason we were like not surrounded by people. I was like all alone on the trail. And Nellie just sat down and refused to move. And I was like, oh, God, this is the end.
The dogs are great when it comes to that stuff, though, just as having like, I guess, a compass, for lack of a better term, as far as like how you should feel. Yeah. Like when I'm home alone with the dogs and like I hear a noise, but they don't react, I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's only panicking when they do react. Yeah,
you're like, oh, God.
Like, what do you do then? Yeah. So, like I said, it felt like someone was about to put their hands on his shoulders. So, he jumped up and quickly turned around to face the back of the dining room hall. There, peering in at him through the dining room windows, was a face. A distorted, grotesque face with wretched skin pressed to the glass of the dining room window panes. But, like, it gets creepier.
I love it. Okay, keep going.
Window panes that were entirely boarded up from the outside.
Oh, no!
That's so creepy.
That's so creepy. I love it.
Like, it'd be like one thing if they were like, yeah, like there's just like a face like pressed up to the window and you're like from the outside and you're inside. But literally there's like not even like 10 centimeters in between the board and the glass.
You know what I'm doing in this situation? I've already decided this. if I see a ghost or like there's someone trying to get me,
Yeah.
I'm taking all my clothes off.
Why?
Because it's like whatever you're going to do to me, you have to make love to me while you do it.
That's insane.
That seems like a great defense mechanism. I'm just saying.
I mean, just weird out the thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You have to match their energy.
Yeah.
Ghost in the window, I'm literally naked. What are you going to do?
I don't even know what to say to that. Okay. Well, he had a different reaction. Maybe a more normal reaction. He backed up, terrified, and looked at the other window panes covered by the thick boards. And there he saw, one after the other, the same face in every window glaring back at him.
Oh, that's awful.
So, like, it's not just like one window. It's every single one. And
No.
like, you can only imagine that there's, like, the Lake of the Clouds had, like, a lot of windows.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember it? Like,
Yep.
it had a lot of windows. So, like, could you imagine seeing that face, like, 10 times over? Like, that's...
Oh, yeah. That's horrifying. I mean, like, it's one thing to talk about this and, like, but if you actually put yourself realistically in that situation and that's happening to you, that would mentally break you 100%.
Oh, it gets worse.
Okay.
So his screams went unheard as the face began to morph through the glass and into the room where he was standing. And that was the last thing George remembered. He never returned to the hut or the AMC crew again. Unfortunately, or possibly unfortunately, because now we don't know how true it is, George has since lost all memory of this traumatic event that changed his life forever.
I mean, that makes sense. We know.
I mean, like, if you experience, like, people who have, like, really traumatic events in their life, like, that's why they go to, like, therapy to, like, because you block it out of your mind because it's too much for you.
Compartmentalized.
But it's not even that. It's, like, literally just, like, putting up a wall
Yeah.
and pretending like it just doesn't exist.
It's mentally easier.
Like,
Yeah.
your brain just doesn't allow you to, like, even recognize that it's a thing. It's not even compartmentalizing, really.
Exactly.
Like, it's, like, beyond.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah.
What a great story.
He lost his memory. Like, he doesn't know anything. Like, this event didn't happen to him. The only reason, like, people know about it is because of his best friend. So obviously there is, like, room for error. I didn't, like, look into, like, the validity of this, but it is in a book. Apparently it's, like, the most haunting story that this person has written. So in her book, like, it's the one that, like, people, like, leaves people the most frightened.
That totally makes sense because, like I said earlier, it's that element of truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where we know something happened to him, we know he went to the hospital. Other people were there to support it to a certain degree.
Yeah, because, like, we know, like, he did go up, he did spend a night alone.
Something happened.
And he had to go to the hospital. Like, so it's like,
Well, what's your take on a story like this? Like, realistically, what do you think happened? Because like, I think we're kind of on the same page when it comes to the paranormal, where we enjoy the stories and movies and whatever it may be that comes along with it. But as far as actually being real,
yeah, I don't know. That's, like, really creepy. I don't, like, maybe he saw something in, like a reflection, although, like, where would the reflection be coming from? But maybe he saw a reflection in one of the windows and his head was like, I'm already, like, in a kind of, like, spooky, like, maybe he was open to that, like, element of fear, you know, like, people who are, like, really, like, big believers in things are more able to, like, be convinced of something.
yes,
Like, somebody who goes to see a medium, you know, if you already believe that the medium is real, then you're more likely to believe that whatever they say is real. Whereas, like, if you're, like, a skeptic, like, you're a lot less likely to, like, believe them.
right. So he could have seen something weird
And, like, already been, like, a big ghost believer and been like, oh my God, this is the poltergeist.
Yeah, because that's the way his brain was wired already. That's the way it went.
And then because he's already scared, he, like, sees it and everything.
And we know the mind's an incredibly powerful thing.
Yeah, and it's, like, pitch black in there, I assume. Like, if it's boarded up, even if you had, like, the door open, like, it's pitch black. Like, it's not, like, a small room.
Yeah.
So-
What this story reminds me of, have you ever woken up from a bad dream and something so vivid happens that when you wake up, you see it for a second?
No.
That's happened to me many times, and that's what this story reminds me of a little bit.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not great.
No. Thank God, because I have like a lot of scary dreams, so I can't even imagine if I actually thought it was real.
Yeah.
It's also weird because like it's like he didn't. That was the last thing he remembered. So it's like what happened. He doesn't even know what happened between the presence coming into like the room with him and
what year was this? Is he still around?
Okay, so it just says AMC's early years. Early 1900s, I'm going to say.
Okay, so the story's early 1900s.
Yeah, so like...
So he's probably not around.
So it was like 14 years... So, the hut was constructed in 1915, so...
Okay, so he's
so
likely
like
passed
really,
since then, so we really don't...
No. I don't think they really know.
Yeah.
Because even now it just says early years, so it's like...
Wow, what an amazing story. And what was the book?
It's called The Haunted Hikes of New Hampshire by Marianne O'Connor.
And now that we have a copy in the house, I will be reading that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The story was like, it was so good. Like, they're short stories. There's like a bunch of short stories. And then she talks about like the hike and like the difficulty of it's kind of like a hiking guide.
With ghost stories.
But instead of like talking about the hike, yeah, it's just ghost stories. So it's kind of like similar to what you're doing.
Yeah, I was going to say that's kind of the vision I have for the hiking guide I'm working on, where it's almost a tribute to the mountains versus a hiking guide. Where obviously you have the hiking, you have the hiking information, but it's more than that. It's the history, it's the stories.
Yeah. And I think for her, from what I really briefly read, it was kind of like, it's kind of to encourage people to go outside, like people who are like interested in ghost stories. It's like maybe they aren't like into nature and stuff, but like this is a way to get people to want to go outside and explore.
Right.
So they like read a story and they're like, that's so cool, I want to go see where this happened, and then they actually
live
like
it.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of like what her thing is like trying to get like speak to the people who are interested in like the spooky side of it, and just trying to encourage them to actually like go and explore, which I think is kind of cool.
Closing notes. Is there anything we want to tell the people? I guess we don't really have a consistent upload schedule right now. We're just kind of having fun with this, seeing where it takes us. I think we're kind of going for a bi-weekly schedule.
Yeah, that would kind of be ideal.
We'll do our best to stick to something concrete here, but I think every 2 weeks you can look for a new episode. Follow us on socials.
On all the socials now, I think.
Well, no, we're not on X, formerly Twitter.
I don't think people use that anymore.
I think a lot of people do.
I think they use Blue Sky now.
I don't know what that is.
It's the new.
Is it? Well, we're on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, Footsteps and Folklore. You'll find us on there if you want to keep up to date on what's going on with us. But thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
We should have like a little catchphrase.
I got it.
What?
We can say, the more footsteps, the more folklore.
Oh, that's cute.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, but only one of us says it. It's not collective.
You told the story, so you say it.
The more... No, can you say it?
The more footsteps? Wait, hang on. The more footsteps?
The more Why is it so hard to say?
Folk. Yeah. The more footsteps?
The more I'm gonna do the footsteps.
I had so much more to drink than you.
Well, it's just like a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do the more footsteps.
The more folklore.
Thank you.
See you guys next episode.
Love you.
Love you.